Leland and Jack's parents in the band Leland, and we were down here visiting them, and we got to play at their church, and we got to meet Leland, and he got to share awesome things with us and encourage us, and it was an incredible time for us. And we got to meet Israel recently, and it was incredible, just encouraging things to say to us. Aaron Lindsay.
Just like incredible, because you work hard and you try and put all the pieces in place, and you're trying to kind of construct a path, and then God comes along and says, well, that's good, and I'm glad you're laboring in that, but here's the opportunity that I've been putting together for you, Cool. So it's been cool. Leland, actually, we went to our first GMA week in Nashville this last year. We didn't know anyone. We weren't even going to go because we didn't know anybody. We had no business being there. But Leland called me up and was like, man, we really want you guys to be there. We'll get you hotel rooms. We'll hook you guys up. You can hang out with us. We ended up going to their listening party for their new CD, Love is on the Move. And just incredible things happening. And then this last weekend, Jeremy actually introduced us to Aaron and Israel, and they've just immediately just begun putting things into our lives and our hearts.
That's beautiful.
It's been unreal.
Oh, yeah.
It's been so cool.
I personally think, for me, I think that's one of the coolest things about these guys that we're meeting, that when we're growing up, we put them up on pedestals and stuff, the guys that have made it and everything. They automatically just decide to just pour into our lives and things like that. And I think for us, we want to model after that and not be the kind of people that, once you get somewhere or whatever, you're way up top. You don't have time for little guys and stuff, but we want to model after that and pour into people that have dreams and have visions and that are going for what we're going for, and that is to change the world.
Well, speaking of that, I got an opportunity to speak while you guys played earlier this year. And the thing that was so incredible to me is, they got up, they did a concert. Well, by the way, you guys wore me out. Okay, so I come in and I'm thinking, all right, they're going to play like 4 or 5 songs. They did a whole concert, and the whole time I'm up jumping, I'm like, yeah, yeah. And about halfway through the concert, I crash. Like my energy is gone. I'm like, yeah, and I'm done. And so I got to speak, and have a bunch of energy. So I go and take a 5-hour energy drink, I'm like, bam. I've never taken one of those. I will never take one again. Okay, it nearly killed me. So I got up there and I was like, Jesus, and that was it. But it was cool.
And a bunch of people got
saved. It was awesome. No, but what was cool is, so I finished talking, and I'm doing my little prayer time where you can come down and pray, and tons of people come down and pray, and I'm looking around, I'm needing musicians to come up and play for the love of Jim, and I look down, and these guys are down here, and they're praying with people.
They're working with people,
Okay, they're not the band that's backstage in the green room sipping Kool-Aid, you know what I mean? They're out there, and I'm like, hey, can you come play, do a little song? So you guys' hearts for ministry, your passion for people is huge, and it's contagious, and I love that.
Oh, it's wonderful. Talk about, maybe at least a couple of you, about your dedication to God, because you can, just looking from the outside in, music, let me just say this for somebody that's been in that all of my life, music can taint you. Music can mess you up if you don't let Jesus be the source of your worship and follow Him and His love like you're doing. But talk about that, your dedication and what that's all about for a minute, because everybody's watching. They're looking at you, and trust me, I'm just going to prophesy to you, this is an epical moment. You'll never be the same. Not because of being here with us, but because God's got His hand on you. And I can see, Jeremy, we all can see the purity of Jesus in you. And all He wants is somebody to be a reflection of Him, and the rest will be history. Talk about it.
Absolutely. One of the major things that is important to us is keeping and nurturing our root system. And that's why about a year ago we made a decision to all move to one city, to be under one pastor, to work in that church when we're there and stuff, because we want our ministry to produce fruit. But if we're not rooted somewhere and grounded, then we don't think that that's possible. Trees don't produce fruit without roots. So it's important for us to be rooted in prayer, rooted in the Word, rooted in commitment and doing things, not just talking about the church, but actually being the church and operating in that, so that when our roots plant deep and we produce fruit, people can come and taste and see that God is good as a result of the ministry that we have. And I think we just kind of all keep each other in check. Like, there are no things that we can't talk about. There's no areas of our lives that are off limits to each other.
Yeah.
Like, if you've got something, we'll call each other out and we'll pray through it and figure it out.
That's good.
And it's that accountability that's really made the difference for us. And then being open to people speaking into our lives.
Thank you.
Never getting to the place where
Would
you're
you
like,
say that one more time? I'm sorry.
being open to people speaking into our
Nobody
lives.
wants to hear that anymore. That is awesome. Go ahead.
Because we know it all and we can get it all and we can have our own personal revelation, and that's important, that's key.
Right.
But at the same time, you have to allow people to speak positive things, speak life into your...
Wonderful.
So that's a big thing for us.
Jared, comment on that for me.
Okay, well, I can relate through this way. Back in St. Louis area, I work with a youth band. It's called Flashpoint, and I've been working with them for, man, a very long time. Well, it seems like a very long time. It's probably been like a year and a half, 2 years, and like I've seen these kids come from just, you know, sitting in youth service and, you know, just going through the motions into becoming real worshipers. And these guys came to St. Louis to be with me, and like it was just like a powerhouse because we had Torin, you know, he's an awesome worship leader. So he's got, you know, the kids just leading other kids their age in worship, and it's like, I mean, this just became so real to me to, you know, just to put my life into something so great. That's you know, incredible. And these kids are like, we're gone on the road majority of the time, and they're back at home and just bringing all kind of kids in, leading their own worship, you know. So what we put into them with God's help, you know, it really shows.
Yeah, it's all about getting a return on what you put in. So I want to ask you one question. I think I'm going to direct it at DJ. If you could say in one sentence, in one very small paraphrase, the vision of Royal Tailor, your purpose, what would that be?
I would say probably just one word: to reach.
That's good.
Reach wherever we can, reach into anybody's lives, and not just reach, really just to pour out everything that God gives to us, just pour it back out into anybody that's hungry. And I think just give of ourselves.
We learned a long time ago that you can impress people from a distance, but it's not until you're up close that you impact them. And we just don't want to be...
Say that again.
You impress people from a distance. You impact them when you're right there with them.
Boy, that's powerful. That's good.
And we don't want to just run around and play good music, bebop and rock steady, and have a good time. It's easy to impress. It's easy to put on a show. But we want to seriously make an impact and make a difference, and that's...
I saw this on your website. Your goal as Royal Tailor, not to be famous, it says, but to see a tangible difference in lives of people when you touch them with your music and your worship. It just doesn't get any better than that.
No, it doesn't.
Real quickly, before we go to another song and you guys have to get up and run over and do your thing and worship the Lord a little more, we love your music, okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Black and White, the song.
Yes.
Quickly
It's
comment
not
on
about
that.
me.
Okay.
Or the band. Or the band.
Black and White.
Yeah.
Comment about it.
It's just, we live in a gray world, you know? Do what you want, live how you want, call yourself a Christian, you know? And I think there's still some established absolute truths. This is right, this is wrong, this is good, this is bad. And we wanted to communicate that to our generation to say, you can't just go out and live however way you want to live and what pleases you in the moment, but you have to establish some truths and principles that are going to guide you throughout the course of your life. So we wrote that. All we want is truth. That's what we're about. We want Jesus. Bottom line.
I wish I was that intelligent at his age. God.
I think
you guys are so... All my kids, everybody that's coming up, you guys are so intelligent and so sensitive, and you see into stuff. When I was coming up, I mean, you know, we were throwing balls through windows and plugging up commodes, and you know, I mean, not really, but at the same time. Well, oh, you did that too.
Yeah.
But I mean, your perception is so mature, and we're out of time. We've got to go to another song, so we got to let you guys go. But I just want to tell everybody that's watching, Royal Tailor. If you haven't heard their music, you're hearing it today for the first time, it is awesome because Jesus is at the center of it. Let's give them another hand clap as they come and bring us into the presence of God.
To believe, but when it feels like this, you just have to believe. You just have to believe. Oh, a love like this is so hard. It's hard to believe, but when it feels like this, you just have to believe. You just have to believe. Can you feel it? Oh, can't you feel it now?
Wow, a love like this is hard to believe. That's the Royal Tailor Band, and they're just blowing it up here today in the studio. And an amazing power of God has swept in this room. And right now, as you're sitting there watching this program, on the bottom of your screen is a number. And we want you to call in so that we can pray for you, so that we can pray over you, because God really loves you a whole lot. And I'm excited about what's happened today, man, about the connection. I just feel it, man. I feel it.
The presence of God is here.
It's been incredible, hasn't it?
It really has. Less than 30 seconds, Tara, and just begin to look in the camera and reach for your generation and pull them, man. Pray for them.
If you're watching this today, the greatest thing that you can take away from this conversation that we've had is that God's love is real and that you can experience that. Lord, we pray right now that you would go into every place, into every house, bedroom, living room.